30,000 subscribers, tactical nukes, and life advice from some guy in Wisconsin. I mean, what more could you really ask for in life? Well, first, let's talk a little bit about exactly how did we get here? How did we get to the point we're at right now? So 7 months ago, I made a choice, and it was honestly one of the best decisions of my entire life. I finally chased something that lit a fire in me. I spent a lot of time in my life just doing the right things, right? I went to school, I got the good job, I did the safe things, and still, I didn't have that spark in my life. Not a thing or a project that I was doing that I was really passionate about. And for a little bit of time, I had the itch to start up a YouTube channel again, right? It was a lifelong goal of mine, something I'd wanted since I was a kid. And I was always inspired by some of the older creators. Think of Woody's Gamertag, FaZe Clan, The Weekly Slap, and those guys. And then finally, in the beginning of 2024, I saw a resurgence of kind of the old school YouTube, right? Some commentary community videos. This was led by Nico Yaps, and then honestly the first video in the Call of Duty space that I saw was made by Loaded Buggy, and I saw that he started to gain some traction in the Call of Duty space with some of my favorite video games. And for me, that was the final straw to throw my hat in the ring, because I figured that this was my chance to do it. If I don't try this now, when people are succeeding with the games that I love, I don't think I'll ever do it. And that regret of not taking action is not something I wanted to live with for the rest of my life. So on August 9th, 2024, I uploaded my first video, and it was called, "I'm Changing My Life to Follow My Dreams." Just knowing in the back of my head that I was going to be making some changes in my life to go away from the safe path and go after some of the things that I wanted. I knew I'd be quitting my job that year and moving, but I needed a plan on carrying out my dreams and going off of this path that I'd followed for so long. So this video for me really marked a transition point of just starting a new chapter in my life and a new mentality that I needed. And it was really just a message to myself. And then following this video, I made the decision to get consistent with YouTube. I was just uploading some Modern Warfare 2 tactical nukes and nostalgia videos, as well as some videos about navigating life and its challenges, which I just enjoyed talking about and enjoyed watching videos on these topics myself from other creators. And I'm going to be honest, I really didn't expect it to get very far, because not many people were making these videos when I started, and I was just making them because I enjoyed them. Like the content about growing up and navigating challenges, and in a way it was reconnecting with a younger version of me, right? Playing some of these games, doing these commentaries, and getting nostalgic, because it seemed like everyone was getting nostalgic for many people at that time. And I just had a phase where I loved going back to those old games. And I was really just making videos and enjoying it, like not really thinking too much about strategy and stuff for those early stages. I also got a little bit into making finance videos, which I love talking about and learning about in real life, both at work and on the side. And those finance videos, looking back, might have been a gap, because honestly, since Woody's Gamertag in the early 2010s, I'm not sure there were many people making Call of Duty finance content. And those few watching in the beginning who engaged really positively with my videos really gave me fuel to keep going. So absolutely leave me a comment if you're one of those first couple hundred people. And after about a month of posting daily, almost daily, at least 4 to 5 times a week in the beginning between videos and shorts, it started to pay off. And I had a few videos that really resonated with people, that put my channel on the map and started the path to whatever you call this now. And since then, I got monetized, got to 10K subs. Then I followed through with my plan, right, to quit my job and travel and do freelance and YouTube, and started exploring ways to make money and think differently. And it was kind of the perfect storm in my life for me to do this, right? Given my relationship, my job getting stale, the YouTube COD resurgence happening at the same time, it just all kind of came together at once. So there's a little bit of luck involved, but I'd say overall, here's why it worked and why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I wanted this for a long time, and I would spend a lot of time sitting around and daydreaming about how cool it would be to have a big YouTube and how cool it would be to travel and work remotely. And then I just simply made the decision. I went out and did it. I set my life up to do that. I made a plan, one for videos, one to arrange my finances, and all while keeping my skills sharp. And then I executed the plan. I took the risks. And man, it's been a wild journey. And I've had some good months, some bad months, some happy, some sad. And I'm happy to report last month was actually my best month of self-employment. And I'll have a video later in this week doing the breakdown of that. But even though I just had one of my best months, there's a long way to go, and I believe that we're only at the beginning of this. I want to motivate you guys and show you that normal dudes can go for these things and achieve what they want in life, and I want to do it right before your eyes, and I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started, and I want to show you that you can do this. Just takes the right plan and a little bit of luck too, if I'm being honest. So if you're one of those guys, you're sitting on the sideline, you've been waiting on something for a while, take this as your sign that there's no better time than right now. Trust me on that. So here we are. We're at 30K subscribers, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all the support, all the comments, the emails, people making their channels and tagging me as an inspiration. To me, that's completely mind-blowing and humbling to me that people watch your videos and then someone across the country, even across the world, takes action and goes and improves their lives. And really is incredible what we have here. And I'm honored that you take time out of your day to listen to me wherever you are in your life, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, lunch, working out, end of day, YouTube relaxation session. I'm honored and thank you for giving me a chance. I hear you, I read everything, and I want your decision to make me part of your day to be a positive thing in your lives. So with that, today we're going to throw it back to some of the basics, right? A Modern Warfare 2 tactical nuke and classic Call of Duty commentary, which I guess exactly what I'd be hoping that I'd be doing if you ask 14-year-old me. But this is how I started the channel and really my journey on YouTube. And I'll try to find an old screenshot, but I've been doing tactical nukes for a long time, okay? So it's only fitting. And I made a post thanking everyone and asked you to provide me some questions. So today I'm going to answer some questions from you guys that you asked me about YouTube, my setup, life, travels, money, some other interesting ones as well, and maybe even get to show you some sides of myself that we have not seen yet. So stay tuned. So I'm going to go through these and answer them. I got a couple questions on my process behind making videos. Hey, WhyLearn, what's your process for making videos? Like what capture device and editing software do you use? So that's a great question. I get this question a lot actually. I game on the Xbox Series S with backwards compatibility, downloading a lot of these old games, Modern Warfare 2, World at War, and I have an Elgato HD60 hooked up to my Mac, and what I do is I use QuickTime and OBS to record the gameplay. From there, I put it into my editing software. I like to use Filmora, and I kind of lightly script my videos, like at least the bullet points of what I'm going to talk about, and from there, I record my audio over the gameplay, put it into the video, use Canva for my thumbnails, and just edit stuff there for free, which is a great tool. And from there, I put it on YouTube. That's basically my whole creative process. Thanks for that question. Tips on staying focused when it comes to working on yourself. I'd love to hear about family. It's hard trying to balance working on YouTube and balancing my real life and also trying to chase a relationship at the same time. So thanks for the question. Dylan, I will say, in your 20s, it's all just a juggling act, right? You got to figure out your career, you got to figure out your finances, got to figure out friends, and then got to figure out relationships. And this is a mistake I see a lot of people in their 20s make, is if you're prioritizing wanting to have a family in the future, especially by your late 20s, early 30s, you should be prioritizing dating, right? At the very minimum, go on dates, see what type of women you like to go for, and don't get overwhelmed, take breaks from it. Set up a bunch of avenues. Always try to improve yourself in real life, and just keep your options open with online dating if you want. Have a strong network, and then doing stuff in real life will always be king. So hope that answers your question. Here's a little bit of a deeper one from Nathan. In your experience with grief, do you believe it's something we can fully heal from in this lifetime, or is it something that we can only learn to better accept but still feel for the rest of our lives? And why do you choose that answer? So thanks for the question, Nathan. I have dealt with, some grief from losing mostly my grandparents in my life, which did hit me hard because I was very close with a few of them. And although the sadness can be pretty intense initially, I eventually, you'll obviously never forget them, but I've kind of moved towards the gratitude. I was happy that I had them in my life and that they, were so important to me, right? Not everyone got to know their grandparents. So I've learned to accept it and kind of think of them in a very positive way. Even though I do miss them, I find that, as cliche as it sounds, time does make things better and kind of puts a different perspective. You'll never forget these things, but you'll kind of evolve your view on them. So sorry for your loss. I hope that helps. Congrats, such a great achievement. Appreciate that. What are your thoughts on real estate investing compared to the stock market? I've always heard real estate investing is much safer. I'm not really sold on it. So that's a good question. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't professional advice in any way. When it comes to real estate, if you plan on living somewhere for extended period of time, 5-10 years plus, or setting up a home base, that's a solid investment to make. Or if you plan on renting it out, and there's risk involved in that too. The studies will have shown that the stock market goes up more than just the pure value of a house. But there's a lot of factors going into it. Got to think of maintenance. You got to think of taxes and Got to think of if you're renting it out or not. So there's a lot of things to think about there. Depends on your personal situation, but hope you get something out of that. Do you drink? Why or why not? And also, do you have any advice for people who drink in moderation who are also thinking of quitting? I can't read today. Sorry, it's late at night. So do you drink? I do drink in moderation now. When I was younger, I definitely went overboard with it, kind of fell into the, going out on weekends with your buddies. And that was honestly like just not productive. It wasn't healthy. And I do not recommend that for anyone. If you're going to participate in drinking, do it responsibly, do it in moderation. If you're thinking of quitting, I fully support that because, it's expensive and it's kind of bad for you. So totally your call. Absolutely do it if you're going to do it in moderation. Sniffling Limos, good to see you. Way to go. You're keeping the COD community alive and helping people in the process. My question would be, what's your setup like? And what equipment and setup and furniture are you using? Can you show us a photo? So I already explained my setup and process. So I guess I'm not even sure if I'm going to do this, but I might show a photo here. Just looking at my desk, it's very unorganized. I'm not a very organized guy. It's never been my strong suit, but got a little bit of everything. Got some NFL football cards, got my Xbox, got some photos, some candles, got my microphone, some hard drives to keep extra gameplays, extra tactical nukes, of course, and some, a little bit of Jesus too. Everybody needs Jesus, and yeah, it's a very underwhelming setup, I'm not going to lie. So I hope you're happy if I decide to even show this. At what age did you start taking yourself, your career, and your future seriously compared to others you may know in your town? So for this one, I was kind of in a high-achieving group of friends, right? We were all in college together. We all studied, we worked hard, we played hard, and they were all successful too. I'd say if you could point to an age where I started taking my life seriously, it was probably around 22. But that's right when I entered my career and I was like, okay, probably partying now is not the best choice. Maybe I should be studying, I should be learning skills, I should be taking my health more seriously. So that was the turning point for me. I might have arrived to that a couple years faster than some of my friends did, but overall, yeah, I'd say around age 22. Congrats on 30K. If I remember correctly, you'd mentioned your name, WhyLearn, was because you used to write on Medium about why you should learn to code. Is that right? What's the origin of your name? So in terms of where I got WhyLearn from, it's kind of wordplay, similar-ish to what my name is in real life, which I'm not going to share just yet. But yes, I used to write on Medium, and I was always, before WhyLearn, I was like very passionate about people learning how to code and teaching people, and I was doing some volunteering and stuff with those efforts. How did you come up with the idea of starting a YouTube channel and just talking about life, finance, romance, etc.? So with that one, honestly, I'd been a fan of this Call of Duty style commentaries for a while, and I wanted to have my own spin on it. And I'll say I watched a video on YouTube by Loaded Buggy, and I wanted to have my own spin on it. And that was kind of where the quote idea came from. And then I just had a passion about talking about finance and dating and whatnot. So that was kind of what I added to the space at the time, and just worked out nicely. Second question I have is about the monetization of YouTube. Like, does YouTube pay you every month the money that you made for the videos of the previous month, or is it all videos from your channel you're getting money from? So that's a good question. So to get monetized on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers, at least for AdSense, and then have 4,000 watch hours, public watch hours. And from that, you get paid monthly, and it's on all the videos that you've ever uploaded and just their views during the month prior. So I have videos compounding from months ago that are still paying me on the monthly basis. So that's one thing that's cool, because if you have this huge network of videos, you're constantly getting paid from them basically on a monthly basis, which is very cool. So Charles, appreciate you, man. You've been around for a while supporting me. I'm so proud of you in this community. Such a lovely thing to see. My question is, what are some Instagram tips for meeting and dating women that are aligned with my personality, values, beliefs, etc.? So with Instagram, the first thing to do is make those connections in real life and then add them on social media, right? So go out in public, go out with your friends, whatever you got to do, and then meet people, friends of friends, whoever, you can add all of them. And then from there, see what kind of things they're doing on Instagram, right? If they're posting things, feel free to interact with them. And then also with you, you can post stories, you can make posts about your lifestyle, and you just never know who you naturally talk to and have shared interests with. I found Instagram to be very underrated for getting dates. I made a video about that a couple days ago. I would definitely check that out. But thanks for your question, Charles. What do I think about the future of development when it comes to getting replaced by AI? Thankfully, got a full-time internship. What should I be looking out for? So I'd be definitely looking to incorporate AI into your development workflow, like see if you can use it to develop faster, more productive, do automation on things like unit tests or anything that's a basic task AI should be able to do. I would just keep tabs on it and learn how to use it to your advantage, because it's going to take some jobs, but it's also going to create some jobs for people who know how to use these tools properly. So just stay ahead of it and study and improve with the tools that exist. Who killed JFK? Man, I don't fucking know. It's too late for me. What's the fastest and best way to get your YouTube channel monetized? So that's a tough one. I would say that's, first of all, the wrong question to ask, because YouTube is kind of a long game and there's a lot of randomness at play here. But if I was doing a speed run to get my YouTube channel monetized, I'd probably be uploading almost daily, a combination of shorts and long form, with the most wide appeal of videos you possibly can, and make sure the thumbnails are good, the titles are good, make sure the videos are engaging. And then shorts I found go viral way easier than normal videos, especially when you don't have many subscribers. So I would do that. But then again, I think the question itself is not a good mindset to have going into it. So hope that helps. I'm going to leave a bit of a different question, given my leg hurts and I can't think of nothing before bed. I hope your leg feels better, buddy. What kind of fitness stuff do you currently work with? Your PRs for any lifts or runs would be cool to hear. So what I used to do, I kind of dropped this since I started traveling, but I used to do a half marathon every year just to stay in shape and keep my cardio health in check. I believe my all-time high bench press was in the low 200s for a 1 rep max. I dropped ego lifting when I had a couple of shoulder surgeries, so don't recommend 1 rep maxes to anyone. But for me now, it's more so just maintaining strength and keeping myself in good cardiovascular shape. Good, thank you for the question. So Mick, the day one over here. Congrats on 30K. My question is, do you ever see yourself trying out a vlog series in the future with all the traveling you do? So I've thought about that, at least mixing in some sort of IRL content with this, because I do kind of travel and do go on some interesting adventures throughout the world. I was just living in Colombia. I'm going to Portugal next. And I'd consider showing some more IRL lifestyle content. It's something I'm thinking about, but thanks for the question. Congrats, man. And for your Q&A video, I wanted to ask, do you have any idea how many people you have inspired to make their first videos in the last month? More than I can count. So yeah, funny you asked that. I have noticed that. I remember, I'd say right after a couple of my videos went viral, I got 1 or 2 guys made their channels and they're like, this was inspired by WhyLearn. And I was I was so pumped up that that was something that I was having an impact on people. And then little did I know, as my channel kept going, I see more and more channels start up and more people just tagging me and tagging some other creators as well, saying that we inspired them. And that's amazing. That makes me want to keep going, because honestly, there's enough room in this community for a lot of us, and we all have a bunch of different stories we can tell. So it makes me very excited that that's happening, and I want to see more of it. I want to see more people striving for their dreams. So anyways, guys, sorry I couldn't get to all of them, but thank you so much for your questions. I hope that you enjoyed this, and just little throwback of a video here. We'll keep making videos, we'll keep grinding, and keep striving for these dreams of ours together, all right? Have a good day, everyone, and thanks again.